What is poppin'? What is going on, YouTube world? My name is Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice because that is my nickname. I appreciate you guys for watching this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right by now, as it does help these videos get out to the public and my channel to grow overall. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. I do post great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can, and turn on post notifications too, so you do not miss a single one of those videos that I post. It's only right, you guys. So I was watching the Dallas Cowboys play the Philadelphia Eagles this past weekend, and heading into the game, I always thought Carson Wentz was definitely by far better than Dak Prescott. However, this season Carson Wentz to me has regressed to some degree. Part of it's due to his, lack of wide receiver help. But again, I think Carson Wentz just outside of 2017 has not been the quarterback that I wanted him to be. He's regressed in some areas. He's not gotten it done, but the past couple weeks he's been playing pretty well. And Dak Prescott, Dak Prescott has the numbers, he has the wins, he has the more, if you just look at what he's done on paper and you look at the statistics, he's probably better than Carson Wentz. And leadership to me is key as well, because Carson Wentz in the past has been called out by teammates. Dak Prescott, I've never heard that, but again, I always still had in the back of my head, okay, Dak Prescott may be winning some games here and there, but again, I still think I'm going to take Wentz. But as time went on, I said, man, both these quarterbacks have underwhelmed me so much this year. I got to determine who's better based on this one game, okay? And I felt Carson Wentz was still slightly better. And after that game, I understand one game does not defy a player. It really doesn't. But I felt that whoever wins the division this year is who is the clear-cut better quarterback. And to me, with the odds stacked against him, Carson Wentz is definitely, in my opinion, the better quarterback. He's better than Dak Prescott, guys. I'm sorry. Carson Wentz in 2017 was arguably the best player in football. Carson Wentz just has some things you cannot teach at the position. Look, you can work hard like Tom Brady. You can work hard like Drew Brees. Guys that have been limited in the past and become really great quarterbacks. But guys, it helps to have an arm like Aaron Rodgers. It helps to be as talented as Deshaun Watson athletically. It helps to have, the physical tools and abilities. Talent matters, guys. I'm sorry. It just does. Carson Wentz is just flat out more talented and a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. And to me, honestly, it's probably not close. Accuracy, athleticism, decision-making at times, both are grown-ups. Both, I think, are coachable. I just gotta take Carson Wentz. Arm talent, size. Dak Prescott's a good quarterback. I've always said Dak Prescott is an above-average quarterback. I really do. I think Dak Prescott does some good things. He's accurate. He's a solid athlete. He can escape pressure. He can run for a first down if you need him to. He's always made pretty good decisions. And he's a grown-up off the field. He is not Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, I'm kind of out on Baker Mayfield now because I think Baker Mayfield talks too much. I really do. However, Dak Prescott, in my opinion, does not possess the talent and the skill set level to carry a franchise on his back to Super Bowl wins and consistent playoff wins. And I don't think Dak Prescott can consistently carry average players around him. Dak Prescott needs everything to work for him to be successful. Dak Prescott, he looks pretty good when everything's going well. But see, in the NFL, every week, not everything is going to go well for you. Sometimes the offensive line is going to be deteriorated. Sometimes your best players on defense are not going to play. Sometimes you may be missing a wide receiver. Your running back might be suspended. Your offensive line is not blocking. In the NFL, the best quarterbacks overcome things when they're not comfortable. And Dak Prescott, I don't see it. And in my opinion, the Dallas Cowboys told me all they need to tell me about how they feel about Dak Prescott. And how I kind of feel about Dak Prescott too. See, like I said, Dak Prescott, he's won a division a couple of times. He's won even more games than Carson Wentz up to this point. And his stats to some degree are better. I do believe quarterback stats are overrated. But again, Dak Prescott has that over Carson Wentz. But again, Jalen Smith got paid first over Dak Prescott. So did DeMarcus Lawrence. So did Ezekiel Elliott. And they're great players, no doubt. But how many playoff wins is Khalil Mack really worth? Have the Bears won a playoff game with him? No. How many playoff wins is Luke Kuechly worth? Not that many. Saquon Barkley? Not that many. So the point I'm trying to make is they paid a linebacker, a defensive end, and a running back ahead of Dak Prescott. That tells me the Cowboys do not trust Dak Prescott. And heading into this year, I said, hey, I don't completely trust Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott is a good quarterback, but he has a lot of support. He's a product of what is around him, in my opinion. And, this year, I said, hey, I'm going to see what Dak does. I'm going to see if Dak Prescott is that guy at quarterback. I want to see if he can win this division. I want to see if he's better than Carson Wentz, no doubt. Because if Dak Prescott won this division this year, I would have put him over Carson Wentz. But again, I can't do that. Dak Prescott. The Cowboys bring in Randall Cobb. They bring in Amari Cooper. They bring in Michael Gallup. They got Blake Jarwin. Jason Witten comes out of retirement. The offensive line is finally healthy. And Dak Prescott goes 7-9 on the season up to this point. It looks like the Cowboys are not going to make the playoffs. And the biggest game of the season, Dak Prescott choked. And guys, to keep this in context, the Eagles have been terrible all year. They've had bad coaching. Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar, Arcega-Whiteside, Deshaun Jackson, all their good wide receivers have missed time. At one point in the New York Football Giants game, if another wide receiver went down, the Eagles would have had to go to Josh McCown at wide receiver. Okay? A quarterback. That's how bad it's been. And the secondary's been bad. The offensive line at times has been banged up. Malik Jackson, their big offseason acquisition, he's gone. He hasn't played all year hardly. But Carson Wentz, when it mattered most, when he didn't have his best weapons, when things around him got tough, when he had to be uncomfortable, and when he had to put the team on his back, he did that. And Carson Wentz has always been more talented than Dak Prescott. Carson Wentz had a lot to live up to. Nick Foles won the Eagles a Super Bowl. Last year, Carson Wentz did not lead the Eagles to the playoff. It was Nick Foles. Carson Wentz has come through. And I believe I'm comfortable paying Carson Wentz top of the line level money. And I'm okay with the Eagles' decision to sign Carson Wentz to all that money. I personally would have kept Nick Foles because I think Nick Foles just worked better in Philadelphia. I really do firmly believe that. I believe if you traded Carson Wentz, you could have got a whole lot back for him. But again, the fact that Carson Wentz got all that money, I understand why. Because I believe Carson Wentz can carry my team to playoff and Super Bowl wins consistently with not a lot of talent around him. We showed you that this year. Dak Prescott, with a top 5 roster in football, is sticking up the joint. Dak Prescott's not getting it done. He's not. And Dak Prescott, in reality, even when the parts around him are in place, he cannot win big. Great offensive line, great wide receivers, great defense. Dak Prescott this year did not come through at all. And am I really going to be comfortable paying Dak Prescott $30+ million? We cannot even win now with all this talent around him. Guys, Amari Cooper might not be on the team next year. They may not have Randall Cobb next year. They may not be able to retain all these elite players. Dallas is one of the 5 best rosters in football, and Dak Prescott's doing nothing with it. Nothing. One playoff win in 4 years is not cutting it. Dak this year lost to the Saints, lost to the Packers, lost to the Vikings, lost to Mitchell Trubisky and the Bears, lost to Josh Allen and the Bills at home, lost to Tom Brady and the Patriots, lost to the New York Football Jets. Dak Prescott in the biggest games versus the biggest opponents has failed. And in the game of the season, when all fails, okay, Dak, you lose all these games, you can still get us in the playoffs. He failed. He played bad in that game, guys. And guys, you can talk about the coaching, you can talk about all that stuff. I don't think Jason Garrett's the best coach in the world, but again, quarterbacks, you gotta find me a solution. I do not want to hear excuses. Look, I'm gonna say this right now. Based on the way Jason Garrett is coaching this Cowboys team, Super Bowl should not be the expectation because they don't have the coaching staff to win a Super Bowl this year. But to not make the playoffs, to be 7-9, to be looking this bad in these big games. See, Dak Prescott's putting up all these numbers. Don't Cowboys fans. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Do not come at me with the numbers. Dak Prescott is putting up all these empty calorie stats and it's not getting the job done. You can put up numbers, but can you win me big road games? Can you step up in the biggest moments? Can you beat the elite quarterbacks when you need to? What's your track record? Dak Prescott doesn't do it. And Dak Prescott is 2-12 when Ezekiel Elliott does not rush for 75 yards. 2017, no Ezekiel Elliott for a couple games. The team's a 500 team. In 2018, the team had to trade for Amari Cooper. I know the wide receivers were not great, but see, if Dak Prescott wants to be paid Aaron Rodgers, elite level quarterback play, elite quarterback money, Russell Wilson money, he's going to have to make these wide receivers look good. It's his job as a quarterback to be the ultimate deodorant. He's going to have to make Michael Gallup look good. He's going to have to make Cole Beasley look good. Because at times, if you're paying Dak Prescott all that money, you're going to be paying him all that money to where you can't build the right team around him. He's going to have to carry the load. He's going to have to make up for the holes on the team. That's going to be his job if you give him all that money. So Dak Prescott, he's not better than Carson Wentz. If I'm the Cowboys, I'm franchise tagging this guy. And that's the bottom line. I think that Carson Wentz is more talented. He can do more with less. And guys, let's not forget, Dak Prescott came into a perfect situation in Dallas, okay? He came into a perfect situation. Tony Romo gets hurt. That's the reason why the Cowboys were drafting 4th overall. The Cowboys were removed from the playoffs in the divisional round a year ago, okay? All they needed was a quarterback. So Dak Prescott came into the perfect situation. He's not put in the situation that Daniel Jones, Dwayne Haskins, Kyler Murray is put into. He literally was in a situation where he could not fail. So I'm not impressed. A lot of quarterbacks can do what Dak Prescott is doing. But Carson Wentz is more talented. He's the better quarterback. He makes up for more with less. And I believe that going forward, Carson Wentz is better than Dak Prescott. I've always felt that way just from the eye test simply. Be sure to comment whether you agree with me and disagree with me. Love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. A fun fact about me is I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world. I want to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. Kind of like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. You get the point. Okay, I want to do sports, television, and radio for a full living once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. So the best thing you guys can do to just help me continue to grow as a young broadcaster is to just share this channel with all your friends, because potentially if this channel really gets somewhere, I want to start my own network, okay? Or potentially if it doesn't, or if I fall a little bit short, I want to go into a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. So the best thing you guys can do to just flat out just help me grow as a broadcaster, help me learn, get other people hip to this channel, just share this channel with all your friends, share this channel on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And once again, guys, just share this channel with everyone you know. Get everyone hipped and watching these videos. Get my voice out there and heard. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. It's been your boy Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. I really do. Have a God bless day. Stay motivated, you guys, and I'm out.